SHALA Log 185, October 21st, 2020. Nyasa. Nyasa means placement. It refers to the installation of intention or even mantra sometimes, but most importantly of energy and awareness on different places in the body. So again, nyasa means placement. And it underlies a lot of the more colloquial ways that I talk to you about the body. The idea of, thanking your joints or loving your belly. That kind of placement of emotion is kind of the beginning of learning to install sort of energetic awareness throughout the body. So if you hang out long enough in the south of India, studying the roots of Ashtanga yoga, you start to see how, if you're integrated into the culture, how the roots of the movement and the deep sort of modes of body awareness that are expressed in the Ashtanga practice are present throughout the culture in other ways. And the most important sort of seedbed of that is in the South Indian martial arts practice of Kalari Pitu. So Kalari Pitu is really old. As some of you and I have looked at in the past, it probably has a connection, at least on a mythological level, to the legacy of Bodhidharma and the esoteric martial arts of China and the martial arts temples there. In any case, Kalari Pitu, it's very little known unless you're actually from there and have some sense of the sort of cultures of embodiment there. But we have Rachel Garcia, who's actually studied this quite in depth as part of her study of the massage methods of Kalari Pitu and Ayurveda. And all of this is deeply integrated into the Ashtanga practice, which is essentially a martial art, but a kind that you do with yourself and not in actual, martial interactions with others. So integral to the Ayurveda and the Kalari and the Ashtanga is this practice of placement of energy on the body. It expresses most clearly through self-massage that is very often like the broad strokes we associate with sort of lymphatic massage. But there's another element of the self-massage this is the reason that I so encourage you to do the Purva Karma rituals in the spring and in the fall. Sure, you're going to learn a ton about emotions and food and about the ways that your gastrointestinal tract feels based on inflammatory elements in your diet. That's so important. And yet for me, the main thing that really excites me about getting you involved in Purva Karma is this element of self-massage, actually touching the body, placing the energy and the awareness systematically in the body in ways that are really, really deeply transformative. So for those of you going through the Purva Karma, starting pretty much now, but especially next week, I'm really going to suggest a mode of Nyasa placement, especially in the shoulder girdle and throughout the clavicle. And this is to reinforce some of the really deep work that we're doing in the Wednesday class, which has been amazing. But it will really start to register with this exploration using your hands and the energy in your hands to explore the tissues all up and down this collarbone, throughout your neck, and into your armpit and the back of the arm. So you can choose intentions, emotions, or messages you actually want to place on the body through this process of self-massage. So it's not just exploration, that's one piece of it. The second piece is actually creating sort of an energy map of your human body with your intentions. In the most esoteric version of this practice, you actually place mantras on the body. But I actually think that we have mantras available to us too. Just thank you, or something like that, right? So I would just encourage you to start exploring using your hands throughout the self-massage part of the Purva Karma. And with this idea that you are getting to know better through the energy of your hands, the tissues of these areas, and not just finding imbalances, which you will. That's part of this, right? But this isn't about noticing problem areas. Forget that. It's about placing awareness and good feeling throughout the actual physical body as part of your practice. I've never been super explicit about this. But again, this is my primary motivation to ask you to actually study Ayurveda through the Purva Karma ritual. I think it changes everything. Start to understand these practices of using the hands to take care of the rest of the body. That's it. Shoulder girdle, clavicle, up here the scalenes, and the armpits in particular this month. All right. Talk to you soon. Thank you.